All right, we are live. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully that didn't do too much to the audio. Welcome. We are back for another watch along. It is the Nets and the Bulls. We've got a few things to talk about today. First and foremost, coming off a big win against the Miami Heat, short-handed, missing four of our decent rotation players, three of those starters. We got the job done. I mean, I couldn't complain with that performance. That was a gritty, next man up type mentality performance. And now we do have reinforcements on the way. If we go back to the injury report, you will see Claxton is out. If we move across a little bit more, Cam Johnson is still out. That's not really surprising to anyone. And the final one, Derek Whitehead, is still out, obviously. But in a moment, you will see that we've just reset because Dinwiddie and Dennis Smith are off the injury report. They are both back. And if you do pay attention to the starting five, Spencer Dinwiddie is back in there in place of Royce O'Neal. However, that is the only change to the starting lineup for the Bulls. If I can get that up for you, that would be awesome. You will see that for the Bulls, they've got Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Demar DeRozan, Torrey Craig, and Vucevic. So a team that on paper looks a lot better, but performance-wise, you never really know what you're going to get with this Bulls team. I mean, they got a 50 piece out of Zach LaVine the other day. He scored 51, and the Bulls only scored 101 as a team. So, I mean, you don't really know what you're going to get, as I just said. But we will go back to our lineup. But yeah, hope you're all doing well. Everyone in the chat right now, it's good to see you all again. The team is 2-2, so we're in a pretty good position. If you are new around here, you will see that we have some key stats and we also have some key quotes. So if you don't want to listen to me, you can put me on mute and you can just read what those quotes are saying and what those stats are reading. But a pretty big game for a number of reasons. We do have the in-season tournament underway in this game. This is going to count as a part of a group game, or I don't even know how to explain it, but there are 5 teams in a group. You're going to play each team once, I do believe, and then you're going to have, obviously, the playoffs. I think the winner out of each group will play one another. So I think that's how it works. I'm not 100% sure, so don't take my word for it, but I'm pretty sure we play this week, we play a team next week, we play a team about 4 days after that, and then we have a 2-week hiatus before we play another team at the back end of November. So those will be our 4 group games all throughout the month of November. I do believe it's all decided by December. And I think, do you win much else apart from, just getting bragging rights? I don't know. I think you just win and that's it. You may get some prize money as an organization, but I think that's about it. So, yeah, but thoughts on the first couple of games, people? I'm interested to hear your take because this team is confusing. Very, very confusing because obviously we're 2-2, but we could have easily been 4-0. We could have also just as easily been 1-3. That's how basketball works. There's a potential for results to just go in a variety of directions. Lonnie, a standout. He is one of my favorite players. I've been banging on about this all season long. In my off-season video, I said I want Lonnie Walker. We got Lonnie Walker, and now we're seeing what Lonnie Walker can do. And he's been pretty superb this season. I will get... let me see what his stats are, because I think that's going to be a really fascinating thing to look at. One thing I did notice, though, he's actually averaging more free throws than the following players. First and foremost, he's shooting 47% from 3, which in itself, it's for only 4 games, but it's a pretty good stat right there. His net rating on the court is 18.2, Walker off the court, the net rating for the Nets is -6. 24-point swing. That is nuts. But yeah, he's averaging 6 free throws a game, which is more than Jason Tatum, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Donovan Mitchell, and Anthony Edwards, who all get a start and they play a shit ton of minutes. So for Lonnie Walker to come off the bench, play 3 games, probably have about 20 minutes in each of those games and average 6 free throws a game, that's a really positive sign. And he doesn't just do that, you know. It's not only the threes he's making, the free throws he's getting, but he's also facilitating incredibly well. His court vision has been something which is quite admirable. I mean, with a player of his athleticism, or possessing his athleticism, you know, there's opportunity to utilize that because you need more bodies to stop a player so athletic. And obviously with the defense collapsing, there's going to be a bunch of open threes. I don't know if any of you have seen the stat in the little tab or window here, but we actually have the highest corner 3-point percentage in the league, clearing the next best by about 3%. I think it's at 49%. Players like Dorian Finney-Smith, there it is right there, number 1 for corner 3 field goal percentage. Dorian Finney-Smith has been a key part of that. He's averaging 14 and 5.5 rebounds. So he's been awesome, and he's shooting lights out from 3, really helping this 3-point percentage. I think we're number 2 in the league overall for 3-point percentage. He is at 48% or just under 49%. So he's been awesome. I think we're starting the season a bit better than last year. Well, there was a lot of turmoil last year because Steve Nash was the coach and we were 2-6. So even though it seems like a world ago that, you know, that was all happening. I mean, like, things looked really bad because we were shipping off points for fun. So, look, we could very much end up in a very similar position, but it's not going to be out of a lack of effort because the next run of games, I mean, that's going to be the toughest thing to really cope with. I'm going to look at not the standings, our upcoming schedule. Because that is not pretty. It's going to be really tough for us in the next couple of games. We could drop to about 3-6, honestly, because this is the next 5 games. Chicago today, Boston, Milwaukee, LA, that's the Clippers, and Boston. So if we win today and then drop the next 4, which is a possibility, we go 3-6. So it's pretty much not too far-fetched from how we started the year last year, but the difference is look at the difficulty of schedule and look how well we've played the first 4 games, you know? Even despite the record indicating a little bit less than us, we're just bang average. Then after that, it sort of eases up a little bit. We've got Washington, Orlando, and Miami. But there is no easy game in the NBA, and I think those 4 teams or 3 teams will play in the next week after today will also see us as a team that they can't underestimate because of the way we've played this season, you know? Has Sniper Brooks earned more minutes? I mean, he has definitely warranted more minutes with that one game where he scored 5 threes last game, which really helped us out. But I don't think he's going to get minutes because he's a two-way player. We've got a number of players ahead in the rotation. That's our 12th man, Armani Brooks. So the fact that we could call on him to have 17 points, even Trendon Watford, I think he should get more minutes. And that was actually one of my bold predictions going into the season. Trendon Watford is going to be a regular staple of our rotation. Wow, I've just seen the Chicago court. That is a crazy court, honestly. I mean, it really makes the court pop on the broadcast, but whether I can look at that for about 2 hours, that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Yeah. Today's going to be an interesting one because Vucevic historically has torched us. So, yeah, we're about to get underway, actually. Last game, Bam had 21 and 14, so Vucevic could have a very similar stat line. We're underway, and this red court is just baffling to me. But we're underway in this in-season tournament game It is obviously 0-0. Bridges top of the key 3. It's off. Last season, I don't know if you remember, I got alerted to it as well. We had like a 40-point loss on this court with this team. So, yeah. LaVine had the ball tipped by Bridges. Bounce pass to Vucevic. He lost the ball. And somehow he got it out to Torrey Craig. The 3 is good. And, I mean, that's not a bad defensive possession to kick things off. You're just a little bit stiff that you overcommitted to a steal and didn't actually get the steal. So Ben here is going to hand it off to Bridges. Finney-Smith, now Thomas. A bit of passing around the perimeter. Thomas finds Doe on the wing. The 3 is good, and the pick and pop is going to work wonders with Dorian Finney-Smith knocking down his 3s early in the season. As we said, 49% from the perimeter. So he gets off to a good start in this game. Bridges is picking up LaVine. DeRozan is picked up by Ben. DeRozan knocks down the mid-range just inside the line. So good start for the Bulls. Made their first couple of shots. That's usually, well, a fair portion of the problem. Dinwiddie is camping in the corner, and he is obviously returned after a 1-game absence. He's off on the 3. Kobe White got by after Dinwiddie overcommitted. The kick out to LaVine. 1 more to Craig. And he just fell over. And a turnover. Here we go. It's a 4-on-2 transition play for the Nets. Dinwiddie in the corner. He drives and kicks. Finney-Smith is open again. And the 3 is good. Last season, you would have counted that as a guaranteed miss. However, this season, that is a guaranteed make. So, first 2 buckets for the Nets. Both 3s, both off Dorian Finney-Smith. And now DeRozan will drive down the middle. The bounce pass to White. Good ball fake. The kick out to DeRozan after Ben went into the paint. The 3 did a full 360 around the rim and went out. So Bulls a bit unlucky there. Ben the driving kick. Thomas wide open 3. That's good. And we've got 3 threes to commence proceedings. Very good 3-point shooting team this season. And it's well and truly on display here. LaVine whips it to the corner for Craig. And now Vucevic, cross-court pass to DeRozan. Dared to shoot the 3, doesn't want to. Gives it to White instead, who hits back iron on the 3-point attempt. Ben, excellent bounce pass to Mikal, the Euro and the reverse. And it is 11-5 Nets. So, I'm really happy with this start. Really happy with this start. DeRozan trying to find Vucevic in the paint. Instead, he goes to LaVine, who is a sniper and scores the 3 from the wing. So, second 3 of the game for the Bulls. Nets of 3 already. Mikal into the paint. The reverse again with the long strides. He gets it up and in. And it is 13-8. All offense, no defense in this first quarter. White, the drive, and the layup. We were trying to read that pass to Vucevic, who had rolled. Excuse me. All right, so 13-10 Nets. Thomas. 1-on-1 with Demar. Good drive. Kick out. Dinwiddie. Ben is open under the basket, and he does it all in one motion with the flip. 15-10 Nets. Good dime by Dinwiddie. Didn't overuse it. We're keeping things simple, nice and early, and it's giving us some really good opportunities. DeRozan off the window for 2. So 4 minutes in, and we've already had 27 points. That is quite a baffling stat. Thomas, the step back 3. That is a bad shot in any circumstance. And it will be the Bulls with the rebound. So I believe that could have been our first miss of the game. Vucevic, the push shot is off. And are we going to chase up the rebound? Yes, we do. Finney-Smith. Dinwiddie pushes it forward. And Cam Thomas with the bucket. That is an excellent time by Spencer Dinwiddie. Bypassed about 3 or 4 Bulls players to get it to Cam Thomas sitting on the baseline. And it's those early offensive points that really help us out. We're leading in the league for fast break points. We've had 4 straight games with 20 or more fast break points, and that is a huge part as to why we are leading this one, and the offense is flowing nice and smoothly. Let's have a look at the box score. you can see that Dorian Finney-Smith is 6, Cam Thomas is 5. Overall, the offense, 7 of 10 and 3 threes. So that's an awesome start for us. So yeah, really happy with that. Ben Simmons already 2 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, liking that. And Cam Thomas is 5. We're going to put Lonnie Walker in the player spotlight today. If you have any other preference, let me know. But let me know if you're happy with that one. 6 assists on 7 made field goals. That is a great start for the Nets. For the Bulls, they've got 4 from DeRozan. They've got 3 from LaVine and 3 from Craig. But they've had 2 less shots, made 1 less 3, and that is the reason for their deficit that they are facing right now. So it's pretty simple stuff in the early going, but it's good to see Finney-Smith picking up where he's left off. He didn't have a point in the first half last time out against the Heat, and that probably, well, given we were trailing by a fair margin, that probably says a lot about how important he is to our team, especially playing the small ball 5. So the fact that he's hit 2 threes early really is helping us out. And it's going to hold Vucevic accountable. If he wants to leave Finney-Smith open at the 3-point line, well, he's got to be willing to be prepared to give up the 3 points, because he's making them at a really high clip right now. And obviously, if Vucevic has to cover Finney-Smith on the outside, then, you know, things are going to open up on the interior for us as well. Torrey Craig is going to be their tallest and most sizable presence. So, yeah. Good start, though. Really good start. Really happy with this. I'm going to get the stream up on my phone so I can see what's going on. Those who have just joined in, welcome to the stream. We've got quite a few people in chat today to start things off, which is awesome. This court is next level. I mean, it's providing a lot of zing. A lot of zing. We might be trashed defensively, but when our offense is on, it's deadly. It's really it's really free-flowing. I think this fast break kind of emphasis, playing with pace, is just really helping us out a shit ton. Not gonna lie, I think the red is one of those colors that really works for a court like this. Open numbers on the weak side for the Bulls. Kobe White knocks that down. That's way too easy. And that's an ideal play if you're a Bulls supporter, and you're a Bulls staff member. You're really happy with what you've drawn up. But if you're a Net, wow, that is pretty poor. Pretty piss poor. Here's Bridges, who's getting face guarded by Torrey Craig. Life not being made easy. Here's Finney-Smith again. He definitely could have shot the 3, and he tried to put the ball on the floor. Not a wise idea. Bridges, driving kick. Thomas, pull up 2 in the mid-range. It's good. And after a 4 of 19 performance the other day, he has already scored 3 baskets in the first half of this first quarter. DeRozan in the mid-range. It was good help by Cam Thomas, but unfortunately, sometimes class prevails. And on that occasion, DeRozan scores for 2. So 19-17. Finney-Smith. Well done. Good play. Thomas, too far left on the 3-pointer. And it's going to be a rebound for the Bulls. So Kobe White to LaVine. Corner for DeRozan, who shoots a 3. And that's good. How have we conceded 20 to the Bulls, man? Why does every team decide to set it alight when they play us? Mikal, reverse again. He could not get the angle. And good defense by Craig, who's not making things easy for Mikal after a couple of really relaxed defensive possessions. Cam doubles Vucevic. Numbers open up on the weak side. DeRozan now to LaVine. No space for the 3. Good defense, Mikal. They feed Vooch. And the block by Doe. Oh my goodness. He is having an absolute ripper start to the season. Bridges for 3 on the wing. Defense does not lead to offense. So LaVine now. Good defense, Mikal. LaVine finds himself on a switch with Cam Thomas. He takes that one on and misses the 3 in the process. Good defense by Cam, who worked on his physicality in the offseason. put on a bit of bulk. Bridges for 3. That's a good little screen by Spencer Dinwiddie, a subtle one at best, but it did the job. And it is now 22-20. The Nets have a lead back. For the Bulls, they're waiting for Caruso to check in. That is a turnover by the Bulls. Bridges forced it. It's a 3-on-1. Alley-oop for Ben! Oh, I love this. I love this. So Lonnie Walker's also getting ready to check in. He's been called off the bench. Bulls going to get into a half-court set through DeRozan. The switch. Cam Thomas picking him up. Whip pass to White on the catch. That is off. The rebound by Thomas. We can get a little bit of breathing room for the first time in this game. Thomas will wind things down a little before accelerating to the basket, and he gets fouled. So 2 shots coming up for CT. I mean, it is so refreshing when we can talk about Cam Thomas in a non-negative light when it comes to defense. It's so good to watch. He's really been holding his own this season, which is always going to help you in the long run, because for the offense he provides, if he can at least break even on defense, then it's going to be, well, it's obviously going to result in benefits because his offensive scoring, I mean, sky's the limit. Bridges to the bench for the first time. The first set of subs are made, well, 8 minutes exactly into the game. We've got 4 minutes to play. Cam Thomas obviously remains shooting the free throws, which he has just made both of. Javon Carter is in for the Bulls. Pat Williams got sent to the bench, relegated to the bench. So he's also in. Caruso is in. Caruso now to Vucevic. Looking for LaVine. Royce, I hate that matchup. Javon Carter, sidestep. The three-pointer is well short, and the rebound by Lonnie Walker, who's checked in moments ago. He's going to bounce past it to Thomas. Poked loose, but we get it back. Cam Thomas is going to drive. Good cross-court pass to Walker. O'Neal doesn't shoot the 3. This is a little bit more of a dodgy possession. Walker to Finney-Smith. This is good defense. Doe's going to drive, and the layup, he bypasses Vucevic. And given he can shoot 3s, Vucevic is a little bit more insecure about his defensive ability, and he just got absolutely blown right by on that drive. That's what happens when you overcommit to the 3. Caruso, top of the key, the 3 is off, and the rebound by Ben. So just like that, a 9-0 run for the Nets, potentially with the ability to expand. Never mind, because Royce can't handle a basketball. LaVine with the dunk. And we're going to get a timeout, and it is the Nets doing that action. That's really annoying, because we really could have, well, had an opportunity to expand this lead just a little bit more and capitalize on this momentum that we're getting in the last couple of minutes. But of course, Royce O'Neal, you can always count on him to just halt things. That being said, I think I really show, well, I pay more attention to the Royce turnovers than I think any other Nets player, to be quite honest, because I hate the guy sometimes. All right. Box score check. This really just indicates how well we're playing. 11 of 17 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3. 9 points from Cam, but we've got 3 players with 7 or more, which is awesome. Dorian Finney-Smith has not missed yet, and Mikal's got 7 as well. Turnovers, kept those down. Free throws, probably want to see more. We have forced a couple of turnovers. The Bulls are shooting 9 of 17, which isn't awfully bad. They're just getting outdone in a couple of areas. I mean, it's pretty difficult to shoot 65% like we are. So that's where they're finding the deficit at the moment. And the free throws, they haven't taken one, which is an awesome feeling, you know, because we've done well in forcing them to take those, well, longer range shots. They've taken 9 of those and they've made them at the same rate as we have. But, you know, I'd rather settle for 3-pointers than, you know, giving up easy free throws. So this is a good start by us in that regard. And also no offensive rebounds. That is always an issue with Vucevic. playing. So it's good to see that we're keeping them at bay. We're already up in rebounds by 2, which is pretty minor, but you know, it's something nonetheless. If you are enjoying, make sure to drop a like. You know what to do, and subscribe as well if you are new. We'll be back tomorrow for Nets Celtics, starting 15 minutes before, as always. So yeah. Does the in-season tournament count as the regular season record? It does. It does. Alrighty. And there is also a donation button if you're feeling super generous. We've had a couple donations this year already, which is awesome to see. So thank you for those who have donated, and thank you to those who have joined along the way, not just this season, but all the seasons prior. So good to have quite a few people in chat today. That is always the key, having as many as possible. So good to see yous. All right, so we return from the timeout. We are up 6 with about 2.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Dinwiddie is back in, handling the rock. That's a foul and 1 for Day'Ron Sharpe. Drummond is pinged with the foul, and Day'Ron looked a little bit unrecognizable with that headband and the right leg sleeve, but on that occasion was able to flip it up and in. It's Pat Williams with the foul. I think I said Drummond was pinged. So Sharpe at the free throw line. He cannot make free throws for his life this season. He was pretty decent last season on limited attempts. Dennis Smith Jr. is also into the game with accessories. It looks like we've been applying a bit of VC, if I'm honest, because a lot of accessories on the court with this lineup right now. Javon Carter, the pull-up pop, is good. And that was a little bit of miscommunication with the pick and roll that the Bulls had applied. Spencer Dinwiddie, pass to Royce. The three-pointer is open enough to shoot that, but that is off. Well short. And LaVine now. Three-pointer. That's another time where you don't, or you got to fight a little bit better on the screen. Dennis Smith. Drive. That is a very scary pass to commit, but luckily got it to his intended target. Royce now shoots another 3, and this time he got it. Thank you very much, Royce. You got to make up for your mistakes somehow, and he does on that occasion. My voice is a little bit shaky. I don't know why. Caruso, bounce pass to Drummond, and that's a 2-pointer. That is far too easy on the pick and roll. And with such a physical presence on the interior, it's always going to be difficult to keep him at bay when he gets on the run. Dinwiddie, bit of touch and feel with the defender. He kicks it back out to Dennis Smith, and we're going to have to slow things right down with 4 to shoot. That's a mid-range by Dennis Smith that doesn't even hit the rim. That is pretty poor offense. Carter. Bounce pass to Drummond. Spin. Pat Will is going to hold with 11 to shoot. Now he shoots over Dennis Smith, and that is rhythmic. So, 4-point game. That is a heat check by Royce. Why are you shooting that? To no one's surprise, the bench has come in, and this is sort of what should have happened last game. You know, the just insane amount of three-point shooting that is uncalled for. That's a foul on Lonnie Walker, and it's going to be Drummond taking 2 shots with 13.6 to play in this first quarter. Like this lineup right now, we've got Dennis Smith, Dinwiddie, Walker. That's incredibly small. And then we've got Day'Ron and Royce rounding it out. I would like to see a bit of Watford tonight, because that guy provided some incredibly good minutes the other night. And he can handle the rock as well. So if Spencer Dinwiddie isn't working, I feel like, yeah, if Dennis Smith isn't working, I think that's a no-brainer. So Day'Ron to the bench, Dennis Smith to the bench. So the Bulls were trailing by as much as 9 at one stage about a couple of minutes ago. That's a missed free throw by Drummond. So it's a 3-point game. Bridges gets by the defender. The layup is good. And that is far too easy if you're looking at it from a Bulls perspective. Don't foul on the 3. Javon is swatted by Royce. And that is a much better defensive possession to end a quarter. We've been absolutely prone to fouling shooters as the shot clock winds down in a quarter. So this is very nice to see. Alrighty. O'Neal needs to chill out. He's not the main man. I swear he's got a bit of like main character syndrome. I think he's addicted to the spotlight. Because he just takes far too many irrational shots. And that's why I hate the guy most of the time. Let's have a look at the box score. 35-30. It's not a bad start. I mean, 35 points is grouse. We're shooting it pretty well from all areas. Probably want a few more free throws. But 13 assists in a quarter. That is mental. And 7 of those are off the hands of Spencer Dinwiddie. So Dinwiddie has returned, only taken 1 shot. He's played the most minutes of any net. He has had 7 dimes already. Crazy. We've got 3 players with 8 or more. Doe, Mikal, and Cam Thomas. Mikal has really been enjoying life, getting to the cup, and well, Cam Thomas much the same, getting to his spots. As I said, 5 threes is good. 1 turnover is also awesome. The rebound number is in our favor by, no, it's not. It's 10 apiece. Both teams, not 1 offensive rebound in this game, which is good from our perspective because I don't want Drummond or Vucevic having 15 plus rebounds in this game. DeRozan has started well with 9. LaVine usually is on a heater against us, but he has only scored 5 and taken 4 shots. They're shooting it pretty well. They've made 2 less shots on the back of having taken 2 less in total. Same amount of threes made, 1 less free throw. So it's this team can be barely, or these 2 teams can be barely separated. Turnovers are pretty even. The assist number is vastly different. So that's probably an area we can exploit because that would indicate that there's a lot of isolation going on by the Bulls, or more isolation. So we should not be conceding 30 points, given, the assist to field goal ratio is far lower. For the Nets, the ball is zinging around, so I don't think the Bulls really have too many answers in that area. I think we're going to be more in charge of our own demise. If we stop passing the ball, there's going to be issues. Dayron, good rebound after an excellent box out on Drummond. So Bulls start the second with a miss. Now the Nets on offense. Dinwiddie, high screen Royce, another set by Dayron. Dinwiddie going to shoot a baseline too. Where the hell was the foul? It may not have been a foul because I didn't really pay attention, so I'm not going to call it. DeRozan, bounce pass, corner 3 is wide open for Javon Carter. That is far too easy. What are we doing? That's giving up on defense to the max. Spencer's got to be a little bit better in that regard, even though he was a little bit disadvantaged from the moment he landed on offense. DeRozan going to back down Royce. Can tie the game now. That's way too easy again. But we are let off with a DeRozan mid-range miss. Can't say that too often. Dinwiddie the drive and the bounce pass. Dayron cannot handle the rock. We are very, very lucky because that should have been a Bulls possession from here, but it's going to be Nets ball. So Royce, what the fuck was that? Seriously trying an alley-oop to Lonnie Walker from an inbounds play. That is... Well, you've got to be a daredevil to make that happen. The offense has really hit a little bit of a wall recently. Dennis Smith shooting mid-ranges. That is absolutely not on. However, Dayron Sharp has been able to retain possession for the Nets after a subtle push to displace Drummond, and he couldn't take clean possession of it. It came off his leg, and the Nets will have another chance to recycle the possession. Oh my God. How is Drummond hustling over Royce O'Neal? That is rubbish, mate. That is rubbish. I don't care what anyone says. Royce cannot be out-hustled by Andre Drummond. He cannot be beaten to the ball by Andre Drummond. That's pretty diabolical stuff. It's 35-33. These look like they're going to be free throws. So, Drummond, first free throw, clank, rims out. All right, so the first one was off. Can we seriously send Royce to the bench? JV loves this guy way too much. And that is an empty trip for Andre Drummond at the line. He misses both. The Nets getting let off repeatedly, despite their offensive struggles in the last few minutes with this bench unit. Dinwiddie, one-on-one with Caruso. That's a three. And it's good. And usually that's low percentage for Spencer Dinwiddie, but he knocks it down for three. Over the outstretched arm of Alex Caruso, Javon Carter. Well guarded by Dennis Smith. The kick out to DeRozan. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Drummond. And Royce O'Neal this time draws it. So an offensive possession ago, Drummond drew the foul on Royce. And this time, it's going the other way. So Royce triggers into Dinwiddie again, who obviously made the offense happen last possession single-handedly. Lonnie Walker on the drive and kick. That's an open three for Dinwiddie. One more for Royce. That's open and he knocks it down. That's much better by the Nets, and it all starts because Lonnie Walker drives and kicks it out to Spence. The numbers were in favor of the Nets. And perfect exploitation and then a turnover. Pat Williams flings it directly out of play. The Corona signs take a hit and it's going to be Nets ball. So 41-33. It was, well, it looked like we were struggling offensively, but now we can actually get the margin out to our largest lead because the Bulls have failed to capitalize on this. And now it's Spencer Dinwiddie again. We did have Lonnie Walker open for the moment, but you need superb court vision to find that. You need to do a Doncic-esque pass. Lonnie Walker now on the drive. The layup is good. And the space opened up for Lonnie, and he found it, and he executed well. Another 8-0 run for the Nets. Javon Carter gets by Dennis Smith, and we have a travel. So another turnover for the Bulls, and I want you to remember the numbers with regards to turnovers at quarter time. It was 2-1 in favor of the Nets. We had one less. Dennis Smith the drive, and it's going to be a foul. It looked like he was going to pass it to the corner, but he tried to disguise it as if it was a shot. Unfortunately, that disguising was unsuccessful. That camouflage was unsuccessful. And so it's going to be Nets ball on the side. Lonnie Walker, the pass in the air to Royce. Fakes the pass, the layup. Oh my God. Royce has a knack of shooting layups that always are about 75% of the way down, but never actually work. Drummond, oh my God, that is well done by Javon Carter. We were napping there. And basically, 2 possessions for the price of 1 for the Bulls. Craig is swatted by Lonnie, and it's out of play off the Nets. Torrey Craig is a bit slow to get up. I think he landed on his back, so the wind would have been taken right out of him. It's going to be Nets ball. Well, no, it's not. I'd be lying to you if I said that. So it is Bulls ball. 43-35 the score. The Nets have been in the lead most of the way in this one. DeRozan, good change of direction. Tried to get the layup off the glass, and he's holding his thigh, it looks like. Great quick offense by the Nets. Another full court pass or half court pass, whatever you want to say. Mikal's eyes light up. Smiles all around, and DeRozan is down. And he was holding... No, it wasn't his thigh. It was like almost his hip pointer. He is limping, I think. What was he holding? More like his quad, actually. Bro, Lonnie Walker might as well have thrown that down. He was like soaring above the rim. Oh, well. Excellent stuff by the Nets. 45-35 the lead. Let's have a look at the chat and see what's bloody going on here. Chicago offense will slow up soon. I'm liking the game flow so far. It is really catering to us, I will say that. Where is the best place to watch Nets games? Well, I watch it on League Pass, but you can also watch it on, well, yes, or other places which I am not going to name. Aussie English Lesson 1. Grouse is awesome. Yes, if you don't know what grouse is, it's awesome. I hope Jacques uses Watford. I want to see some Watford offense, but look, to be fair, this bench unit has fought back well because they did have a little stage where we were sort of struggling on offense, but Dinwiddie made a 3 to bail us out of one possession, and then all of a sudden things have ramped back up again and we've clawed our way back. Is Armani available? He is, but we're not going to play him because he's like a 12th man, and we don't need him. I wish Coach would stop playing Royce for all those minutes. It's quite hard to cope with the majority of the time, Royce minutes. Only when he knocks down a 3 every 5 minutes, that's when things come good again. Harry Giles needs some playing time. I like what they're doing playing Day'Ron Sharpe. I mean, Harry Giles will get time if our center rotation gets severely depleted, but I don't think we're going to call on him for much more than that. How does the Bulls' red court look? It looks... Well, it's actually grown on me as the game's worn on. Right thigh? So I was right with the initial call. If DeRozan is done, the Bulls are done. Well, they've got Zach LaVine, who, as I said earlier in the stream, he scored 51 in a losing effort, believe it or not, against Detroit, of all teams. They scored 101 in a game where LaVine scored 51. That's just crazy. How do you feel about our off-ball movement? Well, usually in order to play fast break, like quick offense, there's two sides to you know, that kind of play. The man actually facilitating, Bulls miss out of the timeout. You've got to have players facilitating, and you've got to have those players running and gunning to the basket to serve as that option. And that's what we're doing. So in that regard, the off-ball movement's excellent. Bro, Dennis Smith got to stop shooting mid-ranges, man. He's done those on a number of occasions this season, and I don't think he's made one. That is a great take by Kobe White, taking it all the way to the cup from the three-point line, and there was no resistance there on that possession. I would actually give Watford more minutes, because, yeah, I don't really know. Oh my God, Lonnie. I love Lonnie, but he's just airballed a three-pointer badly. The good thing is we're up 8 with this bench unit sort of being a little bit dodgy. 40 people watching, the show grows. Yeah, it's great to see 44 people in chat. Getting a little bit closer to the mark I wanted to reach last season. So yeah, it's good to see everyone in chat If you are enjoying, you know what to do. Show that support. The Nets have their starting 5 back in, except, well, first and foremost, the 3 was made by Pat Will to cut it to 5. We have our starting 5 on the floor, except, you guessed it, Royce O'Neal, who is still in the goddamn game. Get that guy off the court. Cam Thomas, sidestep, didn't want the 3, gave it to Mikal in the corner, who's now going to have to make something out of nothing. And we have a foul. And that is a bit of a bailout because we had 5 to shoot and clearly nothing much going on offense. How do you airball at that level? Well, they're all human, you know? There's one thing that me and Lonnie have in common, and that is we're both human. So we're both prone to airballs. Except I shoot a few more airballs than he does. Good wraparound pass by Finney-Smith. Oh, that is great physicality by Doe. He's got to shoot it. Oh, God, that was a bit ropes. We nearly got bailed out there because, well, we got a shot up. No, we didn't get a shot up. We lost the ball, but Dorian Finney-Smith just bulldozed his way to get that ball back and then threw up a shot off the side of the backboard. So at least we got a shot up because we didn't even look positioned to get one. Kobe White in the corner. They're going to roll it back out to the middle for LaVine. And now he's going to whip it round to White in the corner. The 3 is good. Bro, he is absolutely torching us. Cam Thomas. So an 8-0 run for the Bulls. Thomas 101 1-on-1 with Vucevic. That is a step back deep 2. It's off. And the rebound by the Bulls. That was smartly played by Craig, who batted it away as he was falling out of bounds. So the Bulls can tie or take the lead here through LaVine. It's going to drive on Cam Thomas. That's a foul. And he nearly got the bounce. It's going to be shots. And the Bulls can tie things up. So, yeah. Who were the starters? The starters were everyone from the last game. Cam Thomas, Ben, Doe, Mikal. And then no Royce. It was Spencer Dinwiddie who has gotten the gig after returning. After a 1-game absence. Jesus Christ. I need a sip of water. LaVine makes the first. So they've got to send Royce to the bench, man. How was he played? Like, they talk about Cam Thomas needing a break. Bro, you've played the guy 12 minutes straight. Dude, get him off. So Mikal is going to drive on Craig. He nearly ankle broke himself. Cam Thomas, good defense by the Bulls. Oh, that is excellent defense by the Bulls. They force another missed shot. Transition opportunity. LaVine flips it up and in, and he is absolutely in the shits that he did not get a whistle. And he probably had a case. And the Nets now trail. So it's got to be a little bit more expansive and inspiring than those kind of offensive sets, because like a bit of Mikal dribbling and then pass it to Cam so he can dribble it another 10 seconds. That's not going to cut it. We need the ball movement of the first quarter to really get it done. We've only scored, how many points did we have at quarter time? We had 35 points at quarter time and we've only got 10 here in this period. So that's sort of, well, that's signifying a significant change in the way we've been playing in this second quarter. Bulls are shooting it really well already. 8 threes on 15 shots from the outside. The turnovers have gone up for the Bulls, which is sort of good on our part. But yeah, I mean, we've got to stop players like Kobe White. He's gotten quite a few open looks. Demar DeRozan may be out of the game, but that may also indicate some better opportunities for LaVine, more touches, higher usage. Jesus. The Nets have sort of diminished a little bit. I mean, they were shooting at 61% at quarter time, and now they're well under 50%. Or not well under, but enough. Turnovers are still all right, but the problem is the free throw number is at 3, which is not good enough by any standards. And on top of that, you can also see as well. Hang on a second. I'm trying to see. I just lost my train of thought. Rebounds pretty even. It's 16 apiece. The assist number, that's the big thing for me. At quarter time, we had 13 dimes. 13 dimes. We now only have, we've got 2 more on top of that. So that's signifying a little bit of a change in pace. Bit of just the change in play, generally speaking. Not playing with nearly as much ball movement in our offense as we were in the first quarter. Get Royce O'Neal to the bench so we can just get that continuity back. All right. Where is Ben? He's actually been in for about 3 or so minutes, my guy. Timeout should have come after 8-0. It is what it is. At least he didn't let it go much more than that. So, bro, how is Royce still in the game? Oh my God. Finney Smith is going to drive on Vucevic. The kick out of Bridges. One more for Thomas. That is wide open. And it's off. Ben! Oh! That was nearly an incredible putback dunk with the one hand by Ben. It just he was interfering with the basket after it. Well, it was already on the rim and he hung onto it for too long. LaVine the drive, didn't get the angle. Vucevic the putback, and that's the first offensive rebound, I think, for either side in this game. It's a 14-0 run for the Bulls. Shit. So 49-45. Mikal going to give it to Cam. And now Dorian Finney-Smith. Give off to Cam. Switch. Got Vucevic on him. Royce. Finney-Smith. That has to be a trip. And it is. And Torrey Craig is the guy who will pick up the foul. Had to put his body on the line there with the closeout. So the Nets have not scored since the 8-minute mark. That is actually crazy. Bloody hell. DeRozan's back in. So these are great minutes with DeRozan off the floor. And now he's going to return to the game and he can reassume responsibilities. Oh, what the fuck was that pass? Cam Thomas to Royce. Oh my God, it's a 3. And he got it. Every single time. I hate the guy. He always finds a way to get in my good books. A 3 for Royce. And so he ends that run. And then Vucevic lost it out of bounds. So Royce O'Neal could actually spearhead a little response to that 14-0 run. Oh my God. Bro. Does well with the 3-pointer made and then shoots a heat check. There's absolutely no reason for him to do that. So the Bulls respond with a mid-range off LaVine. Now Mikal. Royce. Back to Mikal. The drive went off Caruso, but ended up in the lap of Royce O'Neal. Finney-Smith. Layup is good. And Doe's really earning a bunch of points from driving on Vucevic and getting right by him. It's causing help defenders to come across, but not really being effective. LaVine responds with 2 more. And it's back up to 3. Cam Thomas, Royce, ball fake, cross-court pass. Finney-Smith is wide open. And he got it again. Dorian Finney-Smith Bro, this guy has been legendary for the Nets. He's been a revelation this season. Demar. Oh my goodness. That was well played by Doe because he jumped into DeRozan but was able to hold himself back. DeRozan didn't draw the contact but still got the 2 points. Are you taking the piss? Another turnover for the Nets. I believe that's number 4. Royce finally goes to the bench, and we're going to do a full analysis of this when he actually entered the game and when he's exited the game. Well, we know when he's exited, but I want to see when he entered the game because this is ridiculous. How does he exit at the 2-minute mark having played about 15 straight minutes? That should never happen in any world. Vucevic is doubled. Kobe White to DeRozan for 3. In rhythm, that is good. And he's been knocking down those 3-pointers quite well in this game. Ben, bounce pass to Doe. Ball fake and drive and kick. And now Cam Thomas, the layup. He lost it. It's going to be Nets ball on the baseline. Cam Thomas lost it going up. But apparently the Bulls had the last touch. So it's going to be Nets ball. With 90 to play. That was a really dodgy pass by Ben. But we still got it to Mikal. 1-on-1 with Vucevic. The bounce pass to Dinwiddie. Gets by. Cross-court pass is out of play. And now we've got 0.9 to get a shot up. The Bulls have really lifted on the defensive side of the ball. Help defense really strong. Gonna have to get a shot up with 0.9. Oh, well done! Oh, he blew the layup! And then Ben nearly got the steal. It's just, oh my God. It's a story of nearlies with this Nets team. And then DeRozan for 3, he's airballed it. Oh my God, it was excellent off-ball movement by Mikal. LaVine was napping. And then he's just blown the layup. If we had like an extra 1 second, he probably... You know, would have felt a bit less pressured to get the shot up. But unfortunately, time was not his friend, and that severely altered his shot. Cam Thomas 1-on-1 with Vucevic. I would drive it, but he shot the 3 instead, and he's knocked it down. So don't listen to me, Cam Thomas. You know what the hell you're doing. I don't play basketball. You do. So, 2-point game. The Bulls lead, and they have been leading for the last couple of minutes. LaVine, the response. It's off. Strong rebound by Ben. Cam Thomas. One more for Ben. There it is. Kick out. Bridges. One more. Doe. Got it. Dorian Finney-Smith has another 3-pointer. This is just becoming unworldly, DFS. 59-58. We can go into the half with a lead, provided we get a defensive stop. DeRozan in a switch. Finney-Smith, good defense. Forces the pass. 2 to shoot. 1 to shoot. Other way. The Nets with a stop. And it is Ben Simmons manufacturing it with the charge. LaVine just bulldozed him. Simmons with the feet planted. And he got absolutely discarded. Well worked by the Nets on offense with the previous play. Ben Simmons with the driving kick out. We didn't even bother getting a shot up because that would be stupid. Don't want to affect the stats. That is the half. 59-58 the score. How do we have 50 people in chat? That's crazy numbers. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. We are back tomorrow for Nets Celtics. So if you want to tune in for that, we're right here. But in the meantime, if you are enjoying, make sure to drop a like and subscribe as well. As I said, we'll be back in 24 hours. So if you want to be notified, you know the deal. There's also a donation button if you feel worthy of, or not worthy, or if you feel like donating. If you feel the stream is worthy of being donated to. Okay. Box score check. And this is well, an interesting read because for some reason Dorian Finney-Smith has decided to wake up this season. He has scored 16 first half points. And I want to just put this into a little bit of context for you. He has a career high with the Nets of 19. So this guy is, well, he's a flamethrower in this first half. He is scorching hot. 4-4 from downtown, 6 of 7 from the field. Amazingly, he's, well, got the equal worst. Yeah, equal worst plus minus in the entire team. Or in the entire starting lineup. But he's been superb. And he's done a really good job boxing out Vucevic. Defensively, his rotations have been good. He's stayed with his man. And obviously he's holding those Bulls defenders accountable on the other end. It is players like him who have really elevated our ceiling this season because, you know, the 16 points, so key. 16 points is so key. And shooting it at such an efficiency is also so incredibly key, especially when you're a stretch 5, you know? Vucevic is now going to have to be forced to pick up Finney-Smith on the outside. And obviously that's going to open up opportunities for players like Mikal to take it to the basket, players like Cam Thomas to take it to the basket. And equally, it's also saying a lot about our ball movement because a lot of times I feel like they have covered, you know, our team quite well, but then there's like a certain bit of playmaking, like for example, Ben Simmons on that last 3-pointer Doe made, where Ben drove it and kicked it out to Mikal. Defenders have to come across. Then you find Dorian Finney-Smith, who is the final open man. And the Bulls don't have enough numbers rolling across, so he had the open shot. So it's that sort of play which is going to get it done for us. Royce O'Neal played 14 consecutive minutes, so I don't want to hear Jacques Vaughn say we need to give players a rest and stagger minutes and players are going to get tired because they're playing hard. Because, bro, you've played the guy 14 consecutive minutes. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And he's a -8. He is a team worst -8. So what is he doing on the court for 14 consecutive minutes? I will never know. But we are seeing a very considered, calculated approach with regards to the minute allocation. Because look at this, 16 minutes for all 5 starters. And then off the bench, you've got, well, a considerable amount of minutes from everyone else. So look, I would like to see some Trendon Watford second half minutes in place of Dennis Smith because I don't think Dennis Smith has really offered anything. That being said, he is a 0 in the plus minus. So when he was on the court, he broke even, I guess. The 3-point shooting, primarily because of Dorian Finney-Smith and Royce O'Neal, is, well, we're really enjoying life on the perimeter. You know, those two have combined for 7 of 10. So they are contributing a great amount to these threes we're making. We're shooting them at a high rate, shooting 50% overall. The free throw number's the only really Achilles heel for the team. 3 free throws is probably not going to cut it. If we have double that amount in the second half, if we have 6 by the end of the game, I highly doubt we're going to win this game. So, yeah. Turnovers pretty good. I mean, Ben Simmons is 3 outside of that, pretty good. Spencer Dinwiddie is 8 dimes with 1 turnover, so that is an incredibly good plus and is a team high plus 11. He is the best plus minus by a country mile. So when Dinwiddie's in the game, those 8 dimes are really contributing to a lot of good for our team. So yeah, that is probably the deal. 19 assists. So when Dinwiddie came back in, we had 4 dimes. We were really struggling in that part of our game with him off the court. So for him to come back onto the court and have such a big impact, that's why we got the lead back. Because Dinwiddie comes into the game and all of a sudden you've got another playmaker, you've got another guy that can go downhill, and the more players that fit that mold, the better. Because yeah, the more players that can do that, it's going to cause the Bulls to be in a world of pain. Let's have a look at the Bulls though. They have 3 players in double figures. Vucevic has been a complete non-factor. Only the 1 offensive rebound. That is a positive for the Nets. That's definitely what we would have wanted going into the halftime break. Demar DeRozan's got 14, but he is a team worst -16. So, probably the more he's on the court, the better. I would have actually rather him stay on the court when he got injured than come off, because the Bulls went on a run without him. Their bench did all right. Pat Williams off the bench was pretty good. Zach LaVine's been pretty efficient, and Kobe White's been much the same. He's found those spaces in the corners. They've found success with the ball movement as much as we have, but the thing is they have done it at a much lower rate than we have. They've taken 6 less shots. They've hit how many threes less? They've hit 2 less threes, and they've hit 1 more free throw. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad for viewing. I mean, it's obviously a 1-point game, so this one's going to go down to the wire again. You already know it. They've had 7 turnovers, so that's an interesting number. We did help inflate that in the second quarter. We forced 5, which is pretty good numbers by us. So the more we can commit turnovers, the more it's going to go a long way in winning this game, because we love fast break points. So if you can get turnovers in open play, if you can force turnovers in open play, you're gonna be good to go. You're gonna be set for life. So yeah. Let's have a look at the team stats now, because I can do that as well. It's pretty well formatted. You can see everything in a nutshell. Let me have a drink. The fast break points, 14-4 again. So we're doing what we aspire to do in every single game, 14-4. Yes, everything's pretty good. Everything's pretty good. So yeah, that is the half. And I actually just want to look at Dorian Finney-Smith. His numbers this season, averaging, well, you can see the shooting splits, 48% from 3. The free throws, who gives a shit? It's probably off 3 free throws all season. But these numbers will boost as well at the conclusion of this game, because, obviously he's shooting way overs in this game compared to his averages for the season. These have been great minutes by Dorian Finney-Smith. You may actually need to put him in the starting lineup when Cam Johnson is back. Who that's in place of, I have no idea, but I actually think there's a place for Dorian Finney-Smith these days. Yeah. Trade Royce, please. If there's one player I want off this team, it's Royce. Actually, remember what I said. Right? I wanted to go to the game log and see how many minutes Dorian Finney-Smith has played, or when he entered the game and when he exited. Okay. Royce O'Neal. When did Royce check in? So Royce entered the game at the 4-minute mark. The 4-minute mark. Can you see that? No, you can't. There you go. 4-minute mark. He exits the game here. How has he played that long? Cam Thomas is never getting that run. That's the argument he made when he got questioned on his rotations earlier in the season. Like, they were like, oh, why didn't he get run, or are you going to focus on giving these guys run? I think it was also in response to like Ben Simmons getting 2 minutes, Dinwiddie getting like 1 minute in that last quarter of the Cavs game. And he was like, oh yeah, with our system, we're playing hard. It's going to fatigue the players quite quickly. So we've got to keep things constant. He's improved in that regard, JV, and I actually don't mind him as a coach. I think he's a great He's a good connection builder, which is really important for a team that, you want stability and a good culture. But with regards to the X's and O's and stuff like that, that first game comment does not hold up when you've played Royce O'Neal for 14 consecutive minutes. Doesn't cut it. So yeah, I love DFS for us. Yeah, he's been awesome. I love it. Donovan is carrying Cleveland so much. Not gonna lie, I see Donovan requesting by the trade deadline. Where he would want to go, I don't know. I think that's a really intriguing sort of situation over at Cleveland, because they're not necessarily that shit, but they're just not good enough. So yeah, it's a little bit of it's a tough one. It's a pretty tough one if you're a Cleveland supporter. You're in sort of that mediocre sort of spot. You're like the Cavaliers could be in a really good spot at some stage, but I mean, they haven't had a very convincing start to the year. That being said, voice crack. Jesus Christ, my voice is gone. Not really. It's just commentary does this to you. All right, let's have a look. So right now, the Pacers and the Cavaliers, they are, 31 to Donovan, but I wouldn't say he's carrying, because they've got 6 other players in double figures. So it's not like their supporting cast has been significantly bad. And they're not even shooting it poorly. They're just not really shooting it enough. They're shooting at 54% or 55%. So the Cavaliers aren't shooting the ball badly. It's probably more their defense. Yep. It's their defense. Because they've conceded threes. They've conceded 14 threes on 48%. They've conceded... the Pacers are shooting 53% from the field. They've given Turner 27. And people said that Jared Allen would be the answer for them when they come back. Or when he comes back. But Turner has scored 27. And Halliburton hasn't even played well. He's scored 10 points. They've also got 6 players in double figures. I think Pacers could make a bit of noise. Fair bit of noise. So yeah. Anyway, we will be returning shortly for the second half. If you are enjoying the stream, you know what to do. Drop a like and subscribe as well if you are new. We will be back tomorrow. You can see in the top that way, top right of your screen, the Celtics is our next game, and I will be covering it from 15 minutes before the start of the game. Yeah, and hopefully it's a good game, because there's been quite a few blowouts when we've played the Celtics recently, barring that outlier where we came back from about 25, 26 points down at the Garden and won, which was quite baffling to me. So, yeah. But a good second half coming up here. It's going to be another close game, as we've foreshadowed for much of the season, or as we've indicated. It seems like every game this season is going to be close, and there's never going to be, the result is never going to be definitive. It's never going to be final until the very end. There's not going to be too many blowouts, I think, either way, where we're getting smashed or the opposition are getting smoked by us. I think it's going to be there's going to be a lot of parity in our games. So second half underway. DeMar DeRozan is going to back down Cam Thomas. And we got a kick ball. DeRozan was looking for Vooch on the outside. Dorian Finney-Smith knocked it away with his leg. And it will be Bulls on the wing on the side. LaVine gets it inbound to DeRozan. Shot over Ben. That is short. And DeRozan gets his own rebound. Kick out to LaVine. That is open. And that three is off. Vucevic bats it back. Another three for White. That one's off. And a rebound for the Nets. After 3 tries. Very lucky. Ben behind the back to Dinwiddie. Cam Thomas on the wing. The drive. The pull-up 2 over about 3 defenders. That is not the shot when you've probably got open players lining the perimeter. LaVine on the drive. And the layup over Bridges. So, good early offense by the Bulls. LaVine doing it on that occasion. Dinwiddie, 3 over Vucevic. There was no hand in the face. And Vucevic was probably a little bit scared that Dinwiddie was going to accelerate. Baseline to the basket. Nets have the lead back by 2. White, walking a tightrope. The kick out to DeRozan in rhythm. That 3 is another air ball. And it was unfortunately not saved by Torrey Craig. So DeRozan has not been afraid to shoot the 3 ball in this game. I think he's taken about 4 attempts. He's been, well, oddly successful to start things, but then the last 2 3-pointers have been both air balls. So 62-60. Finney-Smith fakes the handoff, gets it to Bridges now. Switch, had Vucevic on him. And that mid-range immediately looked long and was. So the Bulls can tie or take the lead. LaVine, the high screen, the switch is going to drive. Step back 3. It is off. Rebound by the Nets. Simmons, early offense. Euro, layup. It is off. And DeRozan has been a little bit battered and bruised today. Took a hard fall after getting that rebound. Bro, Ben has got to stop with the acrobatic layups. You've just got to get rid of Kobe White. He is significantly smaller and less built than you. You've just got to take it to the cup. You can't, like, go for the angles and run away from the basket. You just got to straight line it directly to the basket. That's the problem with Ben. He makes things significantly tougher when he lessens the angle. DeRozan. Corner 3 for Craig. That is off. And Vucevic could not get the putback to go. Oh my God. I'm surprised there wasn't a foul called well before the turnover. Dinwiddie had his foot on the line after he wrestled his way to get that rebound. Yeah, that's well done by Torrey Craig for persisting. Vucevic in the mid-range from the inbounds, that is good, and that is quite killer because, well, already a couple of offensive rebounds for the Bulls in this second half. I'm not liking the sign of that. Dorian Finney-Smith does not shoot the 3. Pass to Ben under the basket, and of course, the bloody basket got ruled out. It's going to be LaVine with the foul, and it will be Nets taking it from the side. Got to be a little bit better crashing the glass. Been a couple of occasions where we've been good at that, and then there's been a few other times where we've fallen short. So, got to be, well, keep on top of that. Finney-Smith for 3 again. That one is off. That's his first miss of the night from the perimeter. LaVine, DeRozan, looking for Vucevic in the post. Cam Thomas comes over to help, so denies that outlet. Zach LaVine one-on-one. Switch. Good defense by Cam Thomas. And then we force it out of play. Ben Simmons read the pass as they try to whip it back out to DeRozan in the corner, but he wasn't able to get clean possession. So it's going to be the Bulls with 5 to shoot, 9:06 to play in the third, all tied up at 62. Torrey Craig will trigger in from the baseline. He'll get it to LaVine from the inbounds. The corner 3, the step back. Oh my goodness, that's a tough shot. And, bro, we've got to be a bit better than this at the moment. 3 minutes in, and I reckon they've already gotten about 5 offensive boards. That's another play where we haven't been able to rake in the rebound, and this rebound number is slowly ticking upward for the Bulls. They're only going to benefit strongly from this Kobe White is going to take on Cam Thomas. Good defense by Cam, and he gets the block. Well done by Cam for staying with the attacking player. Dinwiddie, the pull-up three, that's off. The rebound by the Nets as it's batted back out. Cam Thomas into the paint, and the kick out to Dinwiddie. Finney-Smith, 6 to shoot. Got to get one up. Cam Thomas, the drive. The runner is off. Ben can't get the putback. Then does it again on the third try. Well done, Ben. About time we give him a taste of their own medicine. Kobe White. Good recovery by Cam Thomas. LaVine gets by the closeout and scores for 2 with a Euro. Good baseline drive. And now Simmons whips it to the corner for Bridges. Early offense. And that sits on top of the backboard. So out of play. 4 minutes elapsed in this third quarter. And, well, defense has been a stronger part for both teams. Offense being harder to come by. It's been a little bit more of a grind. So, 64 apiece. White to DeRozan. DeRozan nearly tripped himself up. They're trying to feed Vucevic in the paint. I was about to say a word combining post and the paint. Kobe White, what a turnaround, Jay. That's good. 66-64. Simmons, the drive. Bounce pass to Finney-Smith. The corner three is short. And it seems like he's crashed back down to earth with a couple of early second half misses from the outside. LaVine's going to back down Bridges. Bounce pass to Vucevic. Got the position. And he scores for 2 more. So the Bulls getting the advantage early in this second half. Going to need to see a bit of resolve here for the Nets. Bridges again. That one's off as well. Clank. Getting those looks. Not knocking them down. White. Switch. Finney-Smith protecting the paint again. White drives on Simmons. Gets by Simmons. Finney-Smith committed to the block. And Vucevic was there for the putback. It's up to a 6-point lead for the Bulls with 6:50 to play in this third quarter. Man, this is becoming a little bit of an issue. This is exactly what we didn't want to see in the second half. And we needed to keep, well, a stranglehold of that, that potential threat that could arise at any point in the game. Let's have a look at the box score. Mikal's been quite inefficient. He's missed like his last 4 shots, and it's because he's taking far too many 3-pointers. I want to see him drive it a little bit more. The assist numbers sort of dried up as well in this third quarter, and that's probably because we've only made the 5 points, so that's understandable. From the Bulls' perspective, well, we talked about Vucevic having no impact in the first half. He had 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 dimes. In this quarter, he's already got 6 points, and he has gotten 3 offensive rebounds. So, not a good sign here. They've already got 28 rebounds. They're out rebounding us by 4. So that's actually less of a disparity than I thought. But no turnovers for the Nets in this quarter either, so we haven't really been able to break out in transition. We're forcing misses, which is a good thing. The bad thing is we're going to need to crash the glass. We're going to need to commit more bodies to secure that ball. So, yeah. Little bit worrisome here. 6-point game, obviously not out of the question. Plenty of time to claw this one back. But it is going to require us drawing upon our first quarter sort of play. Killer commentary. Thank you. Happy you're enjoying it. Mikal shots really aren't falling. Yep, couldn't say it much better than that. I wonder how we will go when CJ and Clax come back. I think it's just going to be very interesting when, those 2 players come back. What's the minute allocation going to look like? Because there's been quite a few good performers that would have been out of the rotation to kick things off this season. like, Lonnie Walker was not in the rotation in game 1. Trendon Watford did pretty well. Dorian Finney-Smith wasn't in the starting lineup, and he's been superb in that small ball 5 role. So does that displace plays like Cam Johnson? Cam Thomas was coming off the bench in game 1. So a lot's changed since those two were playing in game 1. Simmons, Dinwiddie, one-on-one with Vucevic. Finney-Smith, top of the key. Doesn't get enough lift. And another miss for the Nets, but that's a decent enough shot. Finney-Smith would have made that in the first half. DeRozan, going to shoot a mid-range pull-up. That's off. And there we go. We got some gang rebounding. Bridges helping with Dorian Finney-Smith to get that one in our possession. Dinwiddie looking for a man. Bridges the drive on White. Falling out of bounds. Good kick out. One more for Cam. Bridges relocates. The 3 is good. And that's much better by the Nets. Mikal playmaking and also relocating to get that 3 from the corner right in front of the Nets bench. It's 70-67. The Bulls will get it to DeRozan at the elbow. That's his spot, but he misses. And Cam Thomas was fouled by Torrey Craig. It was a little bit of a phantom call, but it's going to be a foul nonetheless. You can't change the referee's decisions once they make them. So, well done by Mikal on that last possession as we see the replay. Well, I don't think you see the replay, unless you're watching the game, of course. But I see the replay, and I relay it to you. All right. If you are enjoying, make sure to show your support. I think this is the biggest turnout we've had of the season thus far, live. So it's awesome to see. O'Neal's back in. Oh, what a time to be alive. Bridges. Switch. He's got Vucevic on him. Now it's time to drive. The pull-up 2 by Mikal. The short pop is good from about 12 feet. And it is 70-69 Bulls. Good little fight back. 5 Mikal points cutting the lead to 1. But it is now a 3-point lead with that scoop to the hoop by Kobe White. Good dive to the rim. Simmons. Finney-Smith. Bridges. Picked up by White. Corner for Cam Thomas. They'll get it back out to Bridges again. The high screen by Doe. That's a bit of a dodgy pass. We got 4 to shoot. Come on, Doe. Get one up. Royce! Oh my god, that is an absolutely shocking possession. That being said, the Bulls did excellent with their rotations after some good play by the Nets in terms of, I mean, Dorian Finney-Smith did find the space, but the Bulls did well to cut that one out. So the Nets sort of climbing in the turnover department. The Bulls have kept that number at bay. LaVine on the drive. And another 2 off the window. Cam Thomas can only do so much. So, 5-point game. Ben down the middle. He's got to put the ball up at some point, man. They're really collapsing in the paint, though, the Bulls. Bridges one-on-one. Cam Thomas, the switch. Step back 2. That is a tough shot. Oh, Finney-Smith nearly got the flip. That would have been another one of those undrawn-up alley-oop kind of plays. That is an easy drive for Pat Will, and he gets the roll as well. And it's a 7-point lead. I don't know what their largest lead is, but it's got to be around this mark. Dayron's getting ready to come into the game. We are 4 of 18 in the quarter. Ben into the paint. Floater. Sorry, it was a hook shot. It's off. Fam, you can't be telling me Ben Simmons can't back down Kobe White. He's taking 10-foot hook shots. Come on now. Vucevic, the turn, and doesn't get the roll. The rebound by the Nets. Early offense, come on. Ben, Royce, had a bit of room for the 3. Finds Cam in the corner. He's got the space there, and he got too much lift that time. So the Nets struggling on offense here, and we've got mass changes getting ready to check in. LaVine will slow play down. Bridges, good defense. White, catch and shoot 3. That's off. Rebound Royce. Got to push the pace. Excellent by Ben! Oh! Whoo! Nice little backdoor cut down the middle by Ben. And the two-handed throwdown. That's well done. That's exactly what we needed, because you can't get offense on that possession. The lead is potentially going up to 10 for the Bulls. That's the kind of assertiveness we need, Ben. You need to just use that pace. Use that physicality. God made you 6'10", dude. 6'10", and God knows how many pounds he weighs, but mate, if you've got Kobe White guarding you, you take on that assignment. You don't settle for a 10-foot hook shot. It's not going to cut it. All right. Time to bring in Giles. I don't think Giles is necessarily the answer. Because we need rebounds, and Dayron is known for one thing, and that is rebounds. So we need a little bit of grit under the basket after those Bulls misses. Because they're not even shooting that well either. They're like 9 of 21 in the quarter, but they're getting all these putbacks, which is really inflating that number. I don't think they'd have the lead if it wasn't for those rebounds. Too many three-pointers? 100%. We need to just dive to the basket, man. Ben right there, that was an excellent bit of IQ. Because, yeah, it's just not good enough to shoot all these three-pointers. Let's actually see how many threes we've taken. 31. I think at the half we were 12 of 23 or something along those lines. 11 of 21. We're 2 of 10 in the quarter. Which, granted, is actually the same. Like, we're going at the same pace we were in the first half. The turnovers aren't too bad. Only 6. But, man, the field goal percentage has dipped. Cam Thomas has gotten colder. Mikal's been good in the last couple of possessions. Or last couple offensive plays. For the Bulls, LaVine's led the way for them, mostly in this third quarter. And Vucevic, 12 rebounds. He only had 4 at halftime, and only 2 points, but he's got 6 points and 8 rebounds. He's had 4 offensive in this quarter. So, I mean, there's, a lot of work to do in the rebound department, I feel. Dayron could help us here with his inclusion in a couple of minutes, or I'm going to fast track that and say out of this timeout. So 76-71. Mikal and Cam on the bench. 5 on the floor. Dinwiddie, Royce, Lonnie, Dennis Smith, and Dayron. DeRozan, good defense, Royce. Javon Carter picked up by Dennis Smith on the outside. Good defense. DeRozan in the corner. 2 to shoot. Royce bats it out of his hands, and it is a turnover. Dennis Smith. I'm going to confuse him and Lonnie. There's Lonnie. Wide open 3. He's making those, usually. Good look. Good find by Dennis Smith. And now Pat Will the other way. That's another turnover. 2 in a row for the Bulls. 3 on 2 fast break. Lonnie, the layup, doesn't get the roll, and it's going to be Nets ball. So, even though the offense isn't really working here with this second unit, initially, getting good looks and forcing these turnovers. Dayron picks up his dribble. Walker is on Drummond, the step back 3. Oh, he's banked it in! I don't think he called bank, but it matters nonetheless. 3-pointer to cut the lead to 2 for the Bulls. Javon forced into a pass. DeRozan hassled, but he was able to get by Royce and score for 2. You don't really know what you're going to get with Royce defense, to be quite honest. Lonnie maneuvers into the paint. Dennis Smith on the outside. I do not want to see a three-pointer by this guy, or a mid-range for that matter. He's going to shoot a three. Oh my God, bro. How can you shoot it that badly? Why wouldn't you attack Drummond? Seriously. Shooting a three on Drummond. My God. DeRozan tries to get rid of Royce. That is... Bro, what is Royce supposed to do there? I mean, that's just years of experience by Demar DeRozan. Let's have a look. Where was the foul? Yeah, no, it was there. His arm was a little bit angled down onto DeRozan, so that is going to be shots. And first free throw is good. So we haven't really seen this game be played much at the free throw line. The Nets have barely been there. The Bulls, a little bit more so, but not nearly at a normal rate. Second free throw is good. And now it is a 6-point lead for the Bulls with about 50 or so seconds to play. Dinwiddie, high screen DeRozan, switch. Please drive the ball. Spencer, there we go. Gets through. Layup is good. How has he maneuvered his way through that? I don't have an answer for you, by the way. Javon to Drummond. DeRozan is going to shoot the three and be short. The rebound by DeRozan, and we're going to push the pace. Lonnie, drive, layup is good. 80, 78. Bro, Lonnie is built for our system. Defense and athleticism. So built for that, like, fast break type situation, as we saw there. 1 second difference between shot and game. DeMar initially lost the ball, forced into a pass, 2 to shoot, 3 by Williams, and it's off. And that is going to do it for the third quarter. I cannot complain with that finish to the third quarter. It is a 2-point lead we're going to have to make up. Obviously, this shit ain't going to be easy. We need more mid-range shots from Cam Thomas and Mikal. Don't even want to see mid-ranges. I just want to see us take it to the cup. Because, like, Vucevic and Drummond, bro, they are not staying with you. If they have to pick you up on the perimeter, you just have to blow right by them. Where's Cam's floater tonight? Non-existent. I think the Bulls are sort of collapsing the paint well to compensate for that Vucevic and Drummond defensive liability with their lack of quickness. But like, those floaters are not on. The mid-ranges haven't really been on tonight. It's going to be one in that defensive sort of side of things. If we can break out and transition, bro, it's going to be curtains for the Bulls. Mark how things are going in this game. Our main problems are rebounds in the offensive tempo when Spencer creates sometimes. I actually think that is a misconception, because Spencer in the first quarter, we had 13 dimes in the first quarter, and Spencer Dinwiddie had 8 of those. So I don't think Spencer is the problem here. I think we would actually have the lead at 3-quarter time if we could just adequately rebound, because Vucevic has 12 rebounds, but that's more saying a story about the third quarter than any other time of the game, because as we've mentioned a couple times in this stream, at halftime, Vucevic had 2 points and 4 rebounds. So in this third quarter, he's had 6 and 8, 4 offensive boards. So even though the Bulls aren't shooting it particularly like at an eye-catching rate, it's those offensive rebounds. That being said, we're only getting out rebounded by 4. We've scored 5 more threes. Shooting the ball a little bit shit. We've actually had 5 more shots, by the way. We've forced, well, not many turnovers, but at the back end of the quarter with this lineup, we did force a couple, which is good to see. Voice crack. But the free throws, man. We've had 3 free throws in the whole game. If we win this game, it's a miracle. Because no team should be winning a game when they're not even getting to the free throw line for 1 free throw a quarter. Like, that's baffling to me. All right. Last quarter underway. 80-78. Dinwiddie. Lonnie, catch and shoot 3. It's off. The rebound by Drummond, off hands. So Nets 5 on the floor to start the last is Smith, Sharp, O'Neal, Walker, Dinwiddie, Caruso now for the Bulls. Drummond tries to get rid. You are kidding me. It's a foul on the floor. It's either a foul on the shot or it's not a foul at all. And somehow it's a foul on the floor. So I don't know what these referees are looking at. That is... Oh, bloody hell. Is that a Royce foul? Are you fucking serious? What are you doing? Alrighty. DeRozan. Pull up 2. Tough shot over the outstretched arm of Royce. So a 4-point game. Come on, it's a 5-on-4. Javon was down early on that possession, and Dennis Smith took full advantage, ran the length of the court, and the Bulls weren't quite awake enough on that rotation to cover for him. So 2 points each in the first minute of the last quarter. Javon Carter, bounce pass to DeRozan, weaves through, alley-oop, and Drummond with a little tap to escort the ball into the hoop. So 84-80. Kobe White getting ready to check back in. Dinwiddie. Dayron with the return alley-oop dunk. Wasn't really a dunk. It was just more another one of those escorts where you lightly laid up. And a good find by, I think it was Spencer Dinwiddie. DeRozan, who is reaching? Bro. I think it's Lonnie that time. That's pretty poor stuff because I don't think that foul was necessary. Sharp looking a little bit more stable tonight. It really helps when the delivery's actually good. I mean, if you're passing it at his ankles, he's never going to actually be able to rake it in. Cam Thomas over not looking good. I mean, yeah. Last game probably... I don't know if that would have convinced you more that he was going to make 30 or have another stinker tonight. Lonnie going to drive. Good wraparound pass to Smith, who drives. Didn't get it in, but we get the offensive board, and Royce O'Neal fucking misses. Dayron, good fight. The spin, the turn, and the score. Dayron! Yes, sir. Good take. Strong board. This is what we have him in the game for. I know you guys love Harry Giles, but this is why Dayron's in the game, ladies and gents. Kobe White's open for 3 on the weak side. Don't ask me how that's happened, but a good box out by Dayron again. It ends up in the lap of Dinwiddie. Quick early offense, I expect. Dinwiddie does not shoot the 3, which is very, very smart. Dinwiddie gets by DeRozan, and the flip for 2. It's all tied up at 86. And that's smart offense by the Nets and smart offense by Spencer Dinwiddie. I mean, DeRozan defensively is probably not keeping up with Spencer. That's an offensive foul. Spencer with the stop as well. So he's doing a little bit on both ends. I mean, it's pretty hit or miss with Spencer most times out on the defensive side of the ball. Javon Carter got him in the face or the throat after he passed it off in midair after bailing out of the shot. Here is Spencer now. Royce is going to bring it up after triggering in. He leaves it for Dennis Smith. The high screen by Dayron. Smith going to drive. Body bump. And the banker from about 10 feet out. I take those. I'd much rather a Dennis Smith 10-footer than a 20-footer in the mid-range. Javon Carter picked up by Lonnie on the outside. Torrey Craig is going to look for Vucevic, I think. Nope, he's going to try drive it, put the ball on the floor, and they're going to have to settle for an air ball in the mid-range. And it's another good defensive stop by the Nets. And we have a chance to break it back out to a two-possession game. Awesome shit. If you are enjoying the stream, you know what to do. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe. We are back here tomorrow. Good skip pass by Smith. Drive on Walker, or by Walker, and he gets it to go. The acrobatics. 8-0 run in the last 2 minutes for the Nets. It's a 4-point lead. And it's the bench getting it done again. Don't ask me how this shit keeps happening. White, that is a wild layup attempt, and then we just fell asleep on the rebound, almost as if the play had stopped. Luckily, it goes off the leg of a Bull. I cannot recall who it was, but it will be Nets ball. Spencer Dinwiddie lost the ball. No foul, 3-on-2. Dayron's got to turn around, and White gets the shot up as Dayron fouls. He was turning like a lorry on that fast break possession. It was not quick. So, we're doing well at limiting the turnovers, but on that occasion, you're seeing the full damage being wreaked the minute you do turn it over. So, 90-86. Obviously, a win today for the Nets would be the third straight away win in a row, and that is, well, missing two of their starters that entire journey. So Mikal back in, Lonnie to the bench, and you already know that, what's his name? Royce O'Neal is going to play the entire last quarter. I can already sense it from a mile away. Dayron's still in, though, which is providing a little bit of intrigue as to what this closing lineup could be or look like or resemble. A number of words I could say. Mikal, the driving kick. 3 by Smith. He got it! Channeling that Cleveland performance. 3 more for the Nets. It's out to a 5-point lead. Now Kobe White to the corner for Williams. The drive. Good shit by Royce. Forced the reverse, and the help defense by Dayron was unsuccessful, even though he slapped his hand on the backboard. Bridges to return. No. And unfortunately, it's going to be Bulls ball. Mikal wanted a whistle. Thought he got hit on the arm by not sure who, because we're seeing the replay of the Smith 3-pointer a couple possessions ago. And we got 66 people in chat. Okay. This is interesting and unprecedented, but welcome to the stream, people. It is 93-90. The Nets lead. The Bulls will have possession after the break. It is a timeout. We look at the box score. Let me get the spotlight updated for Lonnie Walker, because he's played an interesting sort of game. 11 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 block are his numbers today. But if we look at the box score, you will see that we've got some really good contributions. Every single player that has played has had 6 points or more. Dorian Finney-Smith, amazingly enough, even though he has not scored in the quarter or the half, he is the high man for the Nets with 16. We've kept the Bulls at bay. It's going to be interesting to see who the final team is for the closing. Spencer Dinwiddie is on double-double watch. He's got 9 assists to go with 10 points. He's hit 2 threes off the bench. Some good performances in there. Royce O'Neal is at 7 dimes. I did not notice that. So maybe I'm probably giving him a little bit of unwarranted criticism. We're shooting the 3 well, but look at the free throw number. 3 free throws in nearly 4 quarters, or 3 and a bit quarters. Crazy numbers. We've had more turnovers than free throw attempts. We've had more offensive rebounds than free throw attempts. We've had more blocks than free throw attempts. It's crazy. Turnovers are good. Assist numbers are good. 3-point shooting's pretty good. The field goal percentage probably want it a little bit higher for the Bulls. They got 22 from DeRozan. They've had 10 less shots despite out-rebounding us by, only 2. We've actually had more offensive boards. But their free throw number is helping them out a shit ton here. More turnovers. But, I mean, in a game like this, there's not really much to separate the teams. I find this really unsurprising that in terms of takeaways, I can't really say that there's too much of an advantage for either team in any area, except maybe the free throws. The fact the Bulls have had 12-3 is a little bit of a problem. All right. Algorithm is on my side. I mean, I don't even know where that's really come from because we don't usually get this many people. But it's good to see you guys. Good to see you guys in chat. Hope you're all doing well. If you are new around here, we're doing a Celtics watch party tomorrow. Nets Celtics watch party, that is. We're back. So yeah, if you want to tune in for that, make sure to subscribe so you can stay tuned. Dennis Smith face guarding. And that has to be... I swear that went off Vucevic's leg, and I could see that from the broadcast. Apparently the referee 2 feet away could not see it. So Jacques Vaughn is going to challenge, and I reckon if he's going to do it this early, he seems adamant that he's going to win it. And Dorian Finney-Smith would also know because he was the one involved in that very possession. So yeah, but those in chat, welcome. Mikal doing his best, helping down low, need the others to help. 100%. 100%. I mean, in the last game, we saw the amount of help defense. Ben Simmons with some big rebounds in there as well. So, you know, it's going to take that kind of effort again with players like Vucevic being super physical on the interior. And just, he's not even that athletic. He's just a huge body that you have to, like, put 3 nets on in order to get a rebound. So if you're going to commit 3 to get that rebound, best believe you need to get the rebound, because if you don't, it's either a putback 2 or there's about 3 players wide open lining the perimeter for Chicago. So, yeah. FNAF time, welcome to the stream, buddy. Looking like you're also new into the chat, so good to see you. If you are enjoying, by the way, also make sure to drop a like as well, and there is a donation button if you do feel like a donation is warranted. I'm looking to invest that money into a mic, an upgraded mic, so your ears don't get destroyed every single time I scream for game winners. It seems like we're going to have a few game winners this season, so best believe that microphone may work wonders. But all jokes aside, big game here, because this is not just a regular season game. This is an in-season tournament game. A win here would be our 3rd successive win on the road. We've got a very tough run coming up. Celtics, Bucks, Clippers, you know, the 3 teams we play in the next week. So it's going to be really tough. Excuse me. Jesus. Oh. I really got to stop having cereal before I do streams. Maybe some toast or something. Because it's not great when you talk for long periods of time. You constantly have to, like, burp. Oh. Shit. We lost the challenge. How does he not know that went off his leg? We've just lost the challenge and the timeout. I thought that looked more definitive on the broadcast. Oh well. Pass by LaVine. Oh my god, a bit of a defensive collapse there. Caruso ties the game at 93. And I think all our numbers committed to the baseline. The problem was one of theirs had relocated to the perimeter. And that was Caruso, who did not disappoint. Dennis Smith remains in. Bridges, Finney-Smith, Royce, and Ben round out the 5. Dennis Smith in the corner. Good ball fake. Pulls up for 2, and he basically might as well have airballed it. Finney-Smith, excellent hustle, and we're going to get a jump ball. Caruso looked off to the races. And I would back Doe to win this jump ball because he's got the size on Caruso. But Dennis Smith, man, you've got to stop taking mid-ranges. If you drive it, we had a number. We could have done like a dump-off pass or something like that. And we would have been much better positioned for it. But instead, we're living with a jump ball with 6:21 a play, 93 apiece, of course. Has JV ever been ejected? I think it's happened once. Cereal before stream is mad funny. Well, it's like, hold on, Bridges 3. It's off. We did recycle the possession, but the Bulls can now take the lead. Well, over here, it's 11 a.m. when the stream started, so I have to have breakfast. Got to get my meal in. We get a turnover. Please secure it. Ben does well. I think it was Dennis Smith with first hands on it. Bridges for 3. That is transition basketball at its finest. Ben pushing the pace. And then we got a foul on Royce. That was a little bit of a bullshit call. Ben Simmons, he took 3 steps. That was sort of creative because he was looking the other way as if he was trying to command traffic in that direction, indicating he was going to pass it there, but he just flings it the complete opposite way. And Mikal the open look. LaVine fakes the 3, drive, elbow jumper is good. God damn it, dude. We had that well covered. Unfortunately, unsuccessful. So, 1 point lead for the Nets. And Cam Thomas is back in the game for DSJ. Bridges. Oh, please don't turn it over. Thank you. 4 to shoot. Finney-Smith. One more. Shoot it. Fading 3. Oh, it was off, but we get the offensive board. Oh my God, a Royce 3. Oh, come on, dude. Of all players to be wide open after an offensive rebound, Royce O'Neal. Vucevic, the flip is no good. What's going on here? I have no idea what's going on. Just a bunch of whistles. After the Vucevic miss, it almost looked like everyone just stopped. It's going to be Chicago ball with about 4:52 to play. So we forced the miss, but it's going to be Chicago ball. I hate this shit. The Bulls podcast makes me mad at times. Love the way you do commentary. Subbed from a Bulls fan. Awesome to see. We'll see you back for all the Bulls games that I have to do coverage of. LaVine, one-on-one, is facing up Mikal. The step-back mid-range is off. The rebound by Ben. What's he going to do here? This could be absolutely anything. It's a Finney-Smith 3. It is off. And the rebound by Caruso. Got to drive it. Caruso lost it. Somehow ended up with Kobe White. The turnaround too. Oh my God, it's rimmed out. How has that happened? Nets into early offense. Ben, driving kick. Doe is open again. He got it this time. Oh my goodness. It's only taken about 5 attempts in this second half for him to make one, but he finally gets one to go. And it's a 99-95 lead for the Nets with 4 minutes to play. Now, if this season has proved anything, it's that no lead is safe, whether we're on the receiving end of a loss or a win. We've got to stop with the threes, though, dude. I mean, it's always going to be hit or miss. It's always going to be hit or miss, especially when you've got Royce O'Neal and Dorian Finney-Smith taking them. This is the box score outlook as it currently stands for the Bulls first and foremost. scored 95 points. They've gotten some good contributions. Kobe White's got 16. The efficiency isn't great. Vucevic has had straight donuts in this last quarter. He has not had a point, a rebound, or an assist. So, given in the third quarter he had about 6 points, 8 rebounds, 4 offensive, this is a great fight back by the Nets to cancel out everything in terms of influence. Shooting the ball not too badly. The rebounds, they've had a couple more. Turnovers, haven't really had too many. The Nets are leading because of their 17 three-pointers, their lack of turnovers. The rebounds are pretty even, despite being undersized. The assist number's pretty high. Amazingly enough, though, they've only had 3 free throws. That's baffling to me. We're underway, out of the timeout. The Bulls have 2 timeouts remaining. The Nets have 3. So 4 minutes to play. DeRozan, picked up by Cam Thomas, gets to the elbow, does well to stay planted, forces the give out, and Vucevic with the 2 with the push shot over Finney-Smith. So, as I just said, Vucevic has done nothing. He ends up scoring 2 points to get himself on the board in this last quarter. So 99-97, 3:48 to play in this last quarter. Finney-Smith to Cam Thomas, who has really been a non-factor on offense. Finney-Smith down the middle. The layup is good! Acrobatics! First team to score 100. Kobe White to DeRozan. Rhythm three-pointer is good. How? Oh, his toe was on the line. So, I mean, he's a bit cracked on deep twos or two-pointers in the mid-range generally. So, if his foot was behind the three-point line, he's not making that. You have my word. It's a foul on Caruso, who was trying to fight through the screen. That supposed three-pointer attempt was indeed a 2. So that could be a very crucial point down the stretch here for both sides. And ultimately the result of this game. 3 minutes to play. Cam Thomas gets it to Ben, who drives and kicks it out. Cam Thomas down the middle. Pulls up for 2. He got it! And when we need a man we can count on to score a clutch bucket, Cam Thomas is the guy. We're shooting 55% from the field this quarter. Have had 7 more shots. Vucevic for 3. He lines it up and knocks it down. We have another close game, ladies and gents. Fuck's sake. Here we go. Cam Thomas. High screen. He's going to drive on White again. Royce does not shoot the 3. Got by. Cam Thomas wide open. Got it! Woo! Big response, Cam. I don't know what he was shooting before those 2 makes in the last 2 possessions, but it definitely wasn't very appealing to the eye. Now the Bulls, they need a response here. White on the drive. The layup is good for 2. And I think it was Royce O'Neal who was doing very well to deny the ball to Vucevic, who they were trying to get it to. The Bulls score anyway. We are in the final 2 minutes. Ben to Cam Thomas. The switch, he's got Vooch on him now, and an illegal screen. How are you calling an illegal screen at this stage of the game? I mean, you have to call it, obviously, but for fuck's sake, man. That is the exact kind of thing you cannot afford to do in the final 2 minutes. The Bulls feed DeRozan. The switch, Cam Thomas picking him up. A much improved Cam Thomas defensively. DeRozan shoots over the top and doesn't get the roll. We fight for the rebound. And we wanted a foul. We're not going to get it. Ben Simmons will get it to Mikal. Will slow things down a little bit. Or apparently not. Bridges takes the baseline and the two-handed throwdown. Persistence is key, and Mikal showed that persistence. We have a 4-point lead with Just over 60 seconds to play. LaVine, switch. Finney-Smith picks him up on the outside. Drive, layup, high off the window. That's good. And Royce wanted an offensive foul. Here we go. Final minutes. It is inside one possession. Here's Mikal, picked up by Caruso, who made some big defensive plays against Toronto early this year. Bounce pass to Cam. We've got to put one up. 2 to shoot. Shoot it! Air ball. Oh, no. We're really in this position, aren't we? And we have 100 people in chat. I don't really know where this has arisen from, but I ain't complaining. Lads, 2-point game. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. The Bulls in the bonus, the Nets are not. Dinwiddie is back in the game for Cam Thomas. Now, I'm not really sure what I make of this because it means we're not going to have him on offense the other way if we concede. So this substitution is very much a double-ended sword. DeRozan one-on-one. Driving kick. LaVine. Picked up by Bridges. Is he going to shoot the 3? Nope, he's going to drive. One-legged runner. It's off. Get the board. No! Oh my God. And just like that, there's been a stoppage because they've fucked up the Bulls' momentum, but they've also allowed them to call a timeout in the chaos of it all because the shot clock got turned off. It should have reset to 14. Instead, it was acting as if the Bulls can just run it all the way down. Yeah. Right to the final buzzer. Oh, ladies and gents. I just love this. I just love this. This is the 5th game this year. Or sorry, 4 of the 5 games this year have been decided in like the final minute. And it's actually a joke. This team is seriously gonna be box office. I mean, not box office because they've got a quality player on the roster, but because every single game is a nail-biter and they will compete against every single team in the league, which is why I'm excited for this next run of games, which we will be doing on this channel. It'll all start with Boston at home tomorrow. Now, last season I had a chant. It's called the stop chant. I compromised my entire commentary for this, but if I just spam the word stop, generally, it gets us the stop. So all I'm going to do is spam the word stop and hope the Bulls miss and hope we get that success rate that we were getting last season with the Bulls, or the stop chant. Here we go. Stop. 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 We got the stop. It works. Bridges nearly got snuck up on from behind by Vucevic. Instead, he's been fouled. But ladies and gentlemen, the stop chant works. And it's Royce O'Neal, who was the man in the way of Zach LaVine, who was trying to get the flip off the window. Ben Simmons was there with the help as well. But I'm telling you, the stop chant works. I'm telling you. All right, and now the next challenge is Royce O'Neal not turning the ball over. Impossible challenge. Oh, God. We were fouled, but we didn't have... Well, we weren't in the bonus, so they had the foul to give. We've got to get it in. Mikal's going to get it. And he's fouled immediately with 0.6 elapsing, and it will be shots for Mikal. So like last game, where Mikal needed to make free throws to ice the game, he's got this responsibility again. It's a W chant, I'm telling you. Lorena is a great name, by the way. It is a W chant. It's just science. Yeah, scientifically, historically, the evidence is there. Just spam the word stop and it gets you the stop. Mikal makes the first, and he is over 93% on the season from the line. He's 95% on the year. So I would back in anyone. Anyone. All right. If you are enjoying, lads, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new as well. We're back here tomorrow. There's a donation button as well if you feel the need to donate. Of course, that is not an obligation. Mikal, the second free throw. Oh my God, it rimmed out. Only Mikal, only the Nets could have a free throw shooter get to the line who's shooting 95% on the season and he misses one. Oh shit, the door is ajar, ladies and gentlemen. 113 people in chat. This is numbers from last season. This is crazy. All right. Now, ladies and gents, you know what the deal is. When we're up 3, what do? We employ the stop chant. So, if you want to join me in this, which it seems like you were doing, all I'm going to say is the word stop. You will see my reaction. You will see... If it goes in, obviously, I'm going to be depressed as hell. If it doesn't go in, I'm going to be jubilant. My eyes are going to light up, though, nonetheless. As soon as that shot is let go, it's obviously going to be a 3-pointer for the Bulls, or do they play it safe with the 2? I don't know if they have another timeout after this. I don't think they do. So they've got one crack at this. And then we also have to make sure that we get the rebound, because that is the other key thing. Now, the Nets also have 2 timeouts, but those are going to be completely null and void if the Bulls run it down the full 11.5 seconds we have remaining. Here we go. The stop chant is being employed, ladies and gents. Let's do it. Okay. Caruso triggers in. Stop. 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 Smart by Ben Simmons. Smart by Ben Simmons. 5 seconds to go. Simmons is fouled before the 3. Well anticipated. So LaVine had not gathered, and there unfortunately is not 1 second left. You know, this timer just likes to get ahead of itself. 4.9 are played. The Bulls have 2 free throws, so they're gonna, without a timeout, gonna have to miss the second. And that's also provided they miss the first, or make the first, sorry. He got the first, so it's a 2-point game with 4.9 to go. That's an excellent foul by Ben. DeRozan's into the game for rebounding purposes, and you know that. Well, if there's a player that embodies rebound, it's DeRozan Sharp. Andre Drummond checks in for the Bulls, and, well, if you know Andre Drummond, he embodies rebounding. So, a couple players in suited for this situation. On both sides, LaVine the second. Down to 4.9 a play. LaVine misses. Oh my no. Oh, shit. Oh my God, my heart sank. That was nearly a perfectly executed final possession. LaVine missed it, but it like dropped right in front of the basket. Ben Simmons batted it out to LaVine, who shot a step back 3, turning around. A nice little pirouette, and it hit back iron. It looked in. And that would have just really summed things up, wouldn't it? But we get the victory, ladies and gents. We get the victory. We're doing a nice little 5 to 10 minute post game. So if you want to stay tuned while I'm doing that, then please feel free to do so. If not, we'll be back here tomorrow. So if you want to be here for the ride, make sure to tune in from 11 a.m. if you're in Australia, or 8 p.m. if you're going by Eastern time. Alrighty, so Ben could have killed us, but he also saved us there by buying an extra couple of milliseconds that we needed. We win this one 109-107. That's the first in-season tournament game in the books. We get a win. And it's time for a box score check. But first, We need to get a drink. Hold on. I'll just put that up for you. I'm shaking, bro. I'm with you on that one. That's cooked. That is cooked, but we win. We've just found a way the last 3 games. And, well, this is it right here. 21 for Dorian Finney-Smith. He top scores for the Nets. He had a big 3 down the stretch. He ends with 21. Mikal Bridges hit some big buckets late. That throwdown is probably the most notable. He scored 20. Cam Thomas with 17 on 18 shots. So obviously I would love a little bit more efficiency. And same with Royce O'Neal. That guy keeps getting 32 minutes a game. I don't understand what's going on here, but he got 5 assists. He did play some good defense down the stretch, so I will give him that. Ben Simmons, 8, 10, and 6. So that seems to be his stat line, round about that mark. So he did some pretty good things today. The turnovers were a little bit out of control for him, but we, as a team, looked after the ball. It really helps when players like Cam Thomas and Mikal, who are your best shooters and are getting up the most shots, they're turning it over 0 times in a game, which is awesome. Spencer Dinwiddie with 9 dimes. He had 7 in the first quarter, which was awesome to see as well. And overall, this is the most baffling thing. We had only 5 free throws in the game. 5 free throws. Now, granted, this wasn't a game where free throws really were, playing a huge part in the game. But 5. 5 free throws in 4 quarters. And 2 of those free throws were when we were intentionally fouled in the final minute. So that is crazy. What was this win? What was this win? Yeah. What was this win? We hit 18 threes. That's always a plus. We didn't shoot the ball particularly well as we would have liked. We did hit 30 assists, though, which has usually been a target of ours, which is awesome. If we look at the Bulls, we shut down LaVine, which was, even though he scored 24 and 21 shots, I take that. And Demar DeRozan scoring 24 and 20 shots, that's not your ideal sort of efficiency. And not getting those guys to the free throw line, we only gave up 14 free throws. That's a well-concerted team defensive performance because those guys usually live at the line. I don't know what they're averaging this season from the line, but usually in past seasons, they can push 10 free throws. Vucevic did have 6 offensive rebounds, but 13 and 13, I think, is a decent enough performance, like holding him to that standard, because he could have, destroyed us. He could have had like 26 and 20, knowing his ability and knowing how small a team we fielded. Kobe White wasn't too bad. The threes were pretty bang average, and the makes were pretty bang average for the Bulls. I mean, when we look at what separated this team, the Bulls had 7 more free throws. They had 3 more rebounds. We only were out-rebounded by 1 on the offensive glass. Turnovers, they had 2 more. We had 7 more made threes. We had 45 threes in total, which JV usually says is the number he wants us to hit. And also on top of that, the field goal percentage, we had 1 extra shot. And that 1 extra shot, obviously, counted quite large. Should I say 1 extra shot make, 44 to 43. So that ultimately was the difference maker right there. 109, 107, the final score. Those who have left, thank you for tuning in. Luka Jokic is a game on tonight. I did not know that. Last 2 winning scores almost identical. That is another good point. The defensive performances have really come to life in this small 2-game block, The last quarter we've dug deep. We only conceded 49 points in the second half as opposed to 58 in the first half. That being said, we only scored 50, but those are the kind of performances I expect to see more of this season, where it's more built off of defensive grit, We'll just go to the team stats quickly because we talk about fast break points. We've had a 5th successive game with 21 fast break points. Points in the paint, pretty even. So keeping them to 44 with their big men, pretty good effort, I would say. And points off turnovers pretty even as well. As I said, there is like barely any areas you can separate this team. Or these two teams, should I say. That could have been the most depressing shit if Zach LaVine had have hit that three-pointer. Or I don't know if his toe was on the line, but it's done now. We win. That wins in the books. We've won our first in-season tournament game, so that could help us as well. We're done here, though. So many close games, and it's only been the start of the season. I don't know if my heart can take it. Well, hate to break it to you, but we've got 77 games to go. This is not going to be enjoyable, I can say. Quality watch along as always. Great game, Nets. Yep. Awesome shit. Thanks everyone for the support as well. We hit some good numbers today. On your way out, if you did enjoy, make sure to drop a like on it on the way out and subscribe if you are new and you want to be subjected to more of this coverage. And there is a donation button which you can use on the way out. But for now, that's going to do it from me. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you in 24 hours time for a big game against the Celtics. Can we make it 4 in a row? We'll find out in 24 hours. But until then, stay safe. Thank you for tuning in yet again. And we'll see you then. Bye for now.